Alright, guys, so here is the second Patreon request for the day, and this one comes from uh, Captain Omni. Oh, the word got away from me. So, yeah, Captain Omni asked me to do a crossover between Sonic and Transformers. Now, if you guys know me, not the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog guy. I am in no way like the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog fan or whatever, but I'm gonna try my best here. I am gonna certainly give it my all for this story. So, for this story, basically, how I see it playing out is that in this crossover, how it would begin is that Eggman has been foiled in his latest scheme. Robotnik's been foiled in his latest scheme, and now he's already like working on Plan Z.75. So his new plan is essentially he is trying to find new material for his robotic soldiers. He's trying to find new, stronger alloy for his robotic soldiers, and essentially what he's been finding across the planet of Mobius is that he's been unearthing this strange new, not only just like raw material, but also like a power source too. He's discovered energon. He has discovered that energon is on the planet, and it's like raw, untapped power. Like, this could really soup up his army, his robots, and his weapons. So Robotnik is basically, harvesting harvesting this raw energon with little to no understanding of what it is. However, mining it kind of brings a price. You see, this energon was put on there ages ago when Cybertron, under the rule of Nova Prime, during the days when Cybertron was trying to be an empire under Nova Prime. Basically, the Mobius was thousands of years ago seeded with raw energon to be like a supply world for Nova's would-be Cybertronian empire. Well, that didn't turn out too well, but the energon remained there. But there was another thing that Nova did leave behind on Mobius with that energon. That energon had basically a tripwire signal. Like if anyone was trying to break in that wasn't of Cybertronian origin, that signal would go back to Cybertron and tell them, "Hey, someone's stealing our shit. Let's go over there and fuck them up." So that signal goes out to Cybertron. Now, keep in mind, what happens. Now, what's interesting is that I would not have this be the Autobot-Decepticon War. This would be somewhere like after the Autobot-Decepticon War, and we are basically rebuilding Cybertron, but there is like there is still a Decepticon threat. And when it reaches Cybertron, the first people who actually hear of this is actually one of the new Decepticon up-and-coming warlords, that person being Scorponok. So Scorponok and his little Decepticon, his little Decepticon crew are basically like, hey, we just found out there's an energon cache, and that could really help us in the war, to retake Cybertron and be real Decepticons again. So Scorponok and his gang head out, but their departure from Cybertron does not go unnoticed by Optimus and the other Autobots. So they're like, we cannot, of all the warlords who are left on Cybertron, Scorponok is one of those people who cannot be allowed to, to have whatever energon or whatever this world is. Now, keep in mind, Scorponok does not know about the Chaos Emeralds at any point. He has no idea that there is like a power source greater than energon there, but he's gonna. But the Autobots are essentially like, hey, let's go. And of course, this is a point where Starscream, this would be like a version of like with Starscream as the leader of Cybertron. And when he finds out that Scorponok's fucked off, he's like, at first he's like, oh, let him, he's one less headache, right? And then they're like, hey, if Scorponok left, that means it's something important, and he may come back with a lot of firepower or something worse. So Scorponok's like, Windblade basically tells him, look, if he comes back and wrecks shit on Iacon, who do you think the Cybertronians are going to blame first and foremost? Oh, I know, the guy leading them. And to which Starscream's like, let us go! Let us go, my fellow Cybertronians. Let us go and stop this evil before it can reach Cybertron and ruins my polls. my polling in Iacon. Let's go. So Starscream is a part of this. So the Autobots and Decepticon like alliance go down, follow after Scorponok. So when Scorponok arrives on Mobius, of course, he finds Robotnik and he's like amused. But keep in mind, Scorponok is also, and I'm talking like Headmaster Scorponok, who is basically like, he's a warlord, he's intelligent, and he's a weapons dealer. So when he sees like Robotnik's like weaponry and his machines, he's like, I'm impressed, human. Tell me more. So Scorponok and Robotnik, ally themselves together and are now with a Cybertronian weaponry mixed with raw energon and Robotnik's weaponry. It's dangerous. Like Mobius, the people of Mobius are now like really freaking out over this. So Sonic, of course, is leading this new kind of resistance against these new invaders who are these giant robots. And at first he thinks, oh, this is, Eggman is seriously, like, building bigger robots. He thinks that's going to help. I don't know how that's going to do anything. So that is until Optimus and the other Cybertronians arrive and tell them, hey, we're on your side. This guy, his name is Scorponok. He's dangerous. Let us handle it. And of course Sonic and the others are like, no, we're gonna team up with you guys, and we have the perfect weapon to stop them, the Chaos Emerald. If we can use the Chaos Emeralds against these new weapons, then we can stop them. Of course, do you want to know who ruins that plan? You get Starscream. It's Starscream. So when Starscream finds out about the power of the Chaos Emeralds, he's instantly like, oh baby, if I could get a hold of at least one of those emeralds, I could really have I would be the big power in the new 13 colonies of Cybertron. I could really, everyone would bow down to me if I could just have one of these Chaos Emeralds. So Starscream, of course, is already making machinations to, secure one of these the Chaos Emeralds. But at the same time, you have them dealing with Scorponok and his Decepticon cohorts. And while this is going on, there's also a bit of a rivalry, because of course you'd have to do this in this crossover, is that the one thing you would have to do in this crossover is have Sonic meet Blur. And of course, Blur and Sonic are already rivals, because they're already trying to be like, I'm the fastest bot on Cybertron, and Sonic is like, well, I'm the fastest thing ever, so what are you gonna do, man? So of course there's already a bit of a rivalry. Every time there's a fight, Sonic and Blur are trying to outrace one another and to take out as many foes as they can. It's basically like that. It's just they're having this competition to see who is the fastest, because Blur, of course, thought, he's always claimed that I'm the fastest thing ever. Then he runs into Sonic and he's like, slag. He's just like, slag. So therein lies the big problem for everyone, is that Blur and Sonic can't keep their shit together and are essentially just, bickering back and forth about everything and anything in this whole situation. Optimus has to get in between them and be like, hey, bad guys, we gotta go fight them, so come on, we gotta stop them. So the end game to all of this is that Scorponok and Robotnik are basically building a new, a weapon. But what Robotnik doesn't know is that Scorponok plans to use this weapon to drain any and all energon and life. He basically tells Robotnik that this weapon is essentially a big gun that's gonna blow up any and all forces. But really, it's more like a harvester, where it's going to just harvest life out of the very planet core and convert it into energon, and he can, take it back and start his own little war on Cybertron all over again. Which, of course, that doesn't bode well for anyone. So therein lies the big problem. Now, at this point, Robotnik's already kind of figured out what's going on, and tries to stop him. But what happens is that Scorponok had also been, like, finding at least one of the Chaos Emeralds and, like, just uses it to supercharge his weapon. And this is about the time when everyone's everyone's uniting to stop them. Starscream also arrives to take the Chaos Emerald for himself. He's also, like, once he gets all the Chaos Emeralds, Starscream goes just, like, there's a now super, how there's, like, a Super Sonic and a Super Knuckles? Well, now there's Super Starscream. And Super Starscream takes out the weapon. Like, everyone's like, oh god, of all the people to have the Chaos Emeralds, Starscream gets them. But Windblade, like, talks sense into Starscream to use the power of the Chaos Emeralds. Even though he's God, this is the one thing he's wanted. Just take out the weapon. You will, you never needed this to be a god or a great leader. Just please do the right thing, Starscream. So Starscream takes out the weapon, and then he gives he sends the Chaos Emeralds away again, and he's like, asshole Autobots making me feel good. Let's get the fuck out of here. I fucking hate these fleshlings. So, there you go. There is the story. Like I said, not the biggest Sonic guy, but, yeah, sorry. I just wanted to have, just wanted to do my best on this, but yeah. So, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this Sonic Transformers crossover? Do you guys like it, hate it? Once again, thank Captain Omni for this, and if you want a Patreon video, go check the link below and click on my Patreon. Join the 4th tier, and you guys can start requesting videos for me to do. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'm see you next time in the Multiverse.